I never get tired of seeing that sight, ever. That's a gorgeous truck, even if it is dirty. What's going on, everybody? It's your man with the plan, ShaneMan20, and on today's video I thought we would talk about 5 things that I love about my Chevy Silverado. Now, for those of you that don't know, I own a 2014 Chevy Silverado, and I absolutely love this truck. I mean, granted, it is only an extended cab, but it really suits me for what I do. And not only that, it was the perfect compromise of not only being able to get sort of something sporty that had a V8 in it, but it was something that I could reliably drive every day and get to and from work, which was the #1 key thing that I needed to have, was something that could reliably get me to work with no problems. This truck met all my expectations and then some. The first thing that I love about my Chevy Silverado is the look. This truck looks absolutely aggressive. It looks pissed off and mean. It's literally, the front end of this truck says, "Don't fuck with me or I will hurt you. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I remember when I saw the front ends of these trucks, and as well as the side profile even, and I just said, this is it. This is the truck that I really need. And this was before I really had made the decision that I need to buy a new truck. This was before I was totally dead set on buying one of these new trucks. I was like, that's it, man. That is the truck. It was probably about a week or so later that I'd finally made the decision, after doing different combinations and looking at all the features of these trucks, that I finally decided, I need this. This is what I need. The second thing that I love about this truck is the interior. The interior in this truck is absolutely gorgeous, and it really fits well for a lot of people, especially from my generation. My generation probably relates well to this interior. It's updated enough that most of the techies will be satisfied, but at the same time, you still have a lot of analog things going on. You still have a lot of push button deals, you still have a lot of knobs, and it's really nice and refreshing. Of course, you know, you've got all the buttons on your steering wheel and also on the back of it. It's not too much technology, maybe for some people that are still used to only getting a few standard features, but it's really a nice, refreshing interior that matches this truck well. And not only that, it matches mostly the younger generation that's going to be driving these trucks. You know, anybody from the 20 on up to 40 would probably relate to this interior well. The third thing that I love about this truck is the motor for it, the engine, the 5.3 liter L83 LT based Ecotec 3 engine. It's not the biggest V8, but it makes nice power, and paired up, at least in my case, with the 342 axle ratio, it's perfect. You know, it's the perfect combination of nice drivability, it's a good towing ratio, and when you need to get up off the line, it definitely does that well. The fourth thing that I love about this truck is actually a feature that was introduced on the Chevy Avalanche, and I'm really glad that they brought this over to the Silverado, because it's actually been a very helpful feature, at least for me. And that's the integrated steps that are in the rear bumper. Now, not that I have any issues with climbing up on the tailgate, but it's really nice to know that you can put your foot right there in that step and use the pocket that's on the side rails to get up in the truck. It's fantastic. I love it. And I mean, you can say what you want about it, but it's really a great overall feature that makes getting into the bed of the truck really nice, and you know, not so unenjoyable to try and climb up into the bed of your truck. And finally, for the fifth thing that I love about this truck, it's how quiet it is in here. I mean, it is surprisingly really quiet in this truck. Now, keep in mind, my dad actually owns a 2013 Silverado, and it's a crew cab, short bed, and honestly, it rides really well, but the interior, as far as wind noise or any particular noise, it's kind of subpar. But when you go into these new trucks, I personally think that they did a hell of a job with trying to make sure that it is quiet in here, and I'm really impressed with it. And especially coming from having a 2002 Chevy Malibu, a world of difference. It definitely met all my expectations as far as being really quiet, and it's definitely something that you can drive long distance. I mean, case in point, I've driven this thing to and from Alabama, and it was a great trip overall. The truck was reliable, it was quiet all the way down. You didn't really have to worry too much about wind noise or anything like that while even being on the interstate. So this interior is definitely one of the more quieter interiors, and you can actually have conversations with people and enjoy yourself and still listen to music and not have any real issues with that. Now, granted, it does probably sound a little noisy in here right now, but that's just because we're on a rough piece of road. And case in point, in the state of Indiana, the way they fix roads around here, if they're not going to do a full-on tear apart of the road and, you know, repave everything, it's just a basic chip and seal, and I said, here you go, it's good to go. But it is what it is. I'll deal with it. I'll shut up. So anyways, those are the 5 things that I love about my Chevy Silverado. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll do a video on 5 things that I absolutely hate about my truck. But aside from all that, this has been a great truck. It's been extremely reliable. I've not had any major problems come out of this truck where I absolutely had to take it back to the dealership and say, hey, this needs fixed. And you know, honestly, I can't say enough to Chevy, and especially to Fort Wayne Assembly, because this truck was actually built in Fort Wayne at the Roanoke, Indiana assembly line. And I have to hand it to those people, even though, you know, yeah, you're doing it for a job. You know, I bought this truck because not only is it really nice, it's really good looking, it met all my expectations. And not only that, I'm more happy to know that I bought a truck that was built right here in the United States, right here in my home state. It's an extremely pleasing experience. So if there's anybody that's watching and you work at the Fort Wayne Assembly Plant, or you know somebody that does, please let them know to see this video, because this is a great thing. I cannot thank you guys enough for not only building this truck for me, even though you really didn't have much say in it. I honestly cannot thank you guys enough. This has been an extremely awesome truck. Thank you. So with that said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Also, if this is your first time stopping into the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me. Also, don't forget about that notification bell that's next to the subscribe button. Make sure to hit that, so that way you're always notified of when I post new videos, because nobody likes being left out in the dark. I don't like being left out in the dark. But with all that said, guys, hopefully you have a fantastic day. Take care. Have a great day.